I think there's a risk of increased regulation, and I think if we do get significant regulation, that could be a pretty good knee-jerk reaction in the crypto space. So again, talking about a 5 to 10% correction in equities, that's pretty run-of-the-mill. But I think you could see, a pretty good drawdown in terms of the cryptos, especially with that headline risk on potential for the regulations there. So that's where I would put my chips.
Put you out on the edge here. A lot of the institutions we spoke to, majority think at some point it has to get regulated.
Yeah.
You think that's going to happen next
I
year?
think listen, anytime the government can get their hands on potential revenues, they're going to do it. So I don't see how this one slips by the wayside here.
Right. Amber, what's got you worried about potential corrections?
I'd have to agree with crypto. It's just, I don't understand it, and I think that's a big part of it. I have no idea why it does what it does. It's volatile, and there's no underlying fundamentals as far as I can tell, so I'll go with crypto.
Mike, what about you?
So I guess I'm going to show my age here, but I remember when I was in college, I saw Peter Lynch speak once, and he said, don't ever buy anything unless you can take a crayon and a piece of paper and explain it. And so there's a lot of things I don't understand in today's market. I don't understand crypto. I don't understand how Tesla's worth more than all the other car companies added together. I don't understand most SPACs, things like that. I talk to crypto with the young people at work. They all buy it. They all trade in it. And they say to me, this crypto is just as valid as those paper bills you have in your wallet. And I say, my paper bills have a really large army behind them. What's your crypto have? And they kind of get silence and they get mad at me and walk away.
Could we be staring down the barrel of a gun in the next 18 months to watch how the Fed handles potentially higher inflation, and can they really thread the needle properly? It seems that Chairman Powell, as well as his colleagues, they are taking it very seriously and communicating as clearly as they can as the inflation data is shifting and changing. So that communication openness is the best bet at not tripping up this global growth that they have set up for the economy to play out. So while yes, inflation will be higher, it's unlikely to be so much higher that we will have an unprecedented response from central banks to tighten and really starve off that risk trade.
The Great Resignation has gotten a lot of press, obviously, but it's not really true, right? Yes, 4.5 million, 4.25 million people quit their jobs the last handful of months. Before the pandemic, it was averaging about 3.5 million. Dropped precipitously. Like, I can send you the data if you give me your card afterward. It dropped a lot last year. People didn't quit their jobs last year. Why? Where would you go, right? That whole thing. So if you do like a 2-year moving average on quits, it's actually down a little bit from pre-pandemic levels. So first of all, there's no mass resignation going on. But there are groups in this country that have been really hurt by what's happened over the last 18 months. And I would say women in general have suffered the real brunt of this. When everybody moved home, women still did most of the work at home, and they did their work. The kids weren't in school, so that a lot of that fell on working women as well. And then as we've started to reopen, the group that's been most hit is women with children under age 6. A lot of daycare, a lot of those arrangements are not back to normal yet. They're really struggling to figure out what to do with those kids. Maybe if the Build Back Better passes and we get universal pre-K, maybe that'll help or something like that.